Hey everybody, here we are in Las Vegas, Nevada. We're at the federal court building awaiting the judge's ruling on the mistrial related to the Bundy case. There are three options that are going to take place. One is the judge is going to determine whether or not she's going to call for a new trial. She punts and passes it off to the Department of Justice, whether they're going to retrial, as well as she could just dismiss this case altogether. And either way, all three are epic. So, Ammon, what's your expectation for today's results?
I really don't know. I got to be honest with you. I think they're going to try to retry us because, you know, I think they believe they have something to prove, or they don't want us to prevail.
Right.
But on the same hand, I just don't see how in any way, whether it continues on or whether it ends here, how either way it's going to be good for the government.
Right. So you've got the third tier folks that are coming out are still on trial. Will they have to go on trial if this gets dismissed with prejudice?
I hope not, but legally yes. So, but I hope that this puts an end to it. Thank you.
What brought you out here, and why did you decide to bring your kids with you this far for this event?
Well, we've been following the case, of course, for a couple years now, and just we know this is a big day. This could hopefully be dismissed today, and this could all be over with.
Oh, sweet deal.
So
I gotta get my mom her phone before she does.
Bundy.
Can you tell us what happened? What's going on?
I can't right now because my mom might freak if I don't take her phone.
Okay.
They'll be down there taking a 15-minute break.
Got it.
She said that they pretty much gave them that they're going to rule in their favor, that they're going to be acquitted. It's a great day. This jury system, our court systems do work if the American people stand up.
But she said the gross misconduct was so extreme that they would not be able to get a fair trial if they did this again. And so Cliven Bundy will be released, and the entire indictment is dismissed against Ammon, Ryan, Cliven, and Ryan Payne. Good day to be a Bundy supporter, guys.
It's, well, the big news, it's over with down here.
Yep, it's
Dismissed with prejudice. We'll wait till some people get on here. But so far, I haven't seen none of the Bundys out. But Cliven Bundy is going to be released today.
He will be released.
It probably within a few hours, hopefully sooner. He should have walked out of there right now.
Yep,
But the case is dismissed with prejudice over the board. The indictment against Cliven Bundy, Ammon Bundy, Ryan Bundy, and Ryan Payne has been dismissed. There is no more indictment against them.
She actually granted Ryan Payne's motion for dismissal based on the gross misconduct. And determined that they would not be able to be retried. There's no way they could guarantee the prosecution would not repeat any of the things they've done. And now that the prosecution, the biggest thing is that the prosecution now knows the defense's strategy, and that was one of her main grounds for saying that they could not be retried, because the prosecution knows far too much about what the defense has planned, and there is no way at this point they could get a fair trial and move forward.
The judge said today again too that this was a violation of the Constitution. She admitted that today in the court, that the prosecutors violated these men's constitutional rights.
That's epic. So John Lamb, Kelly Ward, you guys have been following this case for the last 4 years at the Oregon trials and here today. What's your emotion, and how do you find this ending in such an epic fashion?
Well, I cried a while ago in the courtroom. We was all in tears. Everybody was crying. We had a courtroom jam-packed. We couldn't get nobody in. There was another 100+ people out in the lobby that could not get in.
Lots of cheers in the lobby.
How's this going to change America after today?
You know, it's a big move. It gives America a chance to have more. They'll realize there is a chance in these court systems if we fight hard, if we have support. We cannot be silenced. People like, there's a man named Shaper Cox right now sitting in Illinois. No support. He's over there by himself. He's a family man. He was a politician from Alaska, and he's sitting in Illinois in a federal prison for this same type of case. But people need to stand up and say, we've had enough of this.
So we're still waiting for everybody to come out. Everyone's kind of hanging out here at the federal courthouse. We've got a little bit of rain dropping right now. And so there's a lot of excitement, a lot of anticipation. And it'll be interesting to see how the media will spin this, particularly related to how much money was spent, and then they get acquitted. So there's going to be the narrative on that front is going to be interesting to watch. So again, just so you know, we're still here. We're waiting to find out when Clive and Bundy and the rest of the other defendants, well, no longer defendants, are going to come out, and hopefully we'll get a chance to talk to them. So, Mr. Bundy, what's your immediate response?
My immediate response is I want to say hello to my friends. I want to say hello to my friends. I want to say hello to America. I want to say hello to the world. World, here we are. We're fighting for freedom in the United States, and we're going to have freedom in the United States. We have the best Constitution. We have the best land, and it is a promised land. This is something that we deserve, but we have to fight for. I have been a political prisoner for 700 days, and today I am a free man. I don't have the shackles on today.
Mrs. Bundy, what's your response? This is a 4-year ordeal for you. What's your response?
I just want to thank Heavenly Father for listening to all the prayers of we the people of America, because God blessed America once again today.
The government has deceived the people, tried to, they lied, they painted themselves in a corner. And it was refreshing to see this court recognize that all of our hard work and effort in just exposing the truth is paying off. My dad's a free man. I was in prison with him for almost 2 years. I saw the suffering that he went through, my mother, my children, my brothers, their children. You can't really get that back. You know, how much is that worth? How much is the suffering of a little child and the sacrifices that our wives had to make to take care and to rear those children? When I was arrested, my youngest was 3 months old, and I had to spend 2 birthdays in jail. She's a different little girl than when I went in, and all my little girls are a little bit different. It's refreshing to be home, but how much is that worth? Was this worth it for the government to put us through the suffering? They knew all along that they didn't have anything on us. They knew that they were wrong, but they had to win. It's about a win for them. And if cheating to win, it works for them, it's still a win. That's not right. Let's not do this anymore. Our constitutional rights are worth protecting, and I just want people to understand that they do have rights and they're worth fighting for despite the sacrifice. We're proof. I mean, stick to it, hold to it. The truth is light, and it's a beautiful thing. And we saw truth come forward today, and I want to thank the judge for her decisions today. Absolutely.
So when you were walking into the courthouse, I asked you what's your expectation, and you said we weren't really sure. You were hopeful. Here we are, a couple hours later. What's your response?
Well, all I can say is that the Lord has given us the advantage, and it's hard to deny that. And I was at peace coming in, and I'm at peace coming out. And just thank everybody for their support and for the love that they've shared towards us.
What would you say about the change in the demeanor of Judge Navarro from when this trial first began, after you guys were brought up here from Oregon, and the change in demeanor in these last few weeks?
The only way I can explain it, remember, I was not there in the first trials, obviously. Wasn't allowed to be there. I was in Prump in the Federal Detention Center. But it appears to me that Judge Navarro was able to see enough of the truth and either decided to morally and ethically do the right thing, or felt that it was too risky for her not to. And I don't know what that is. I mean, but we've prayed for her. We've pleaded with the Lord to soften her heart. we've believed for many, many, many months, almost 2 years now, that this would happen. And so Judge Navarro, we can't take away that she did the right thing today. And I'm grateful for her. And I'm grateful for her seeing it and doing what she did. She didn't just rule a dismissal and kind of, she really exposed in her rulings today about as strongly as a federal judge can, or a judge can. She literally exposed what the prosecution, what the government was doing.
How do you respond to her quote from the courtroom saying that your constitutional rights were violated under this process, coming from this judge?
Again, she was dead right, and they have been, and we have been violated, and we've known this. We've been screaming it, and anyway, we knew this day was going to come sooner or later, and I'm grateful that Judge Navarro did the right thing.
So Ryan, this epic day, but you were kind of, after last night, you were kind of resigned. Here it is. She's dismissed it with prejudice. So what's your reaction?
It's about time. It's about time. It's been long. It's been hard. It's been frustrating, and it's about time. So we're thankful. So.
What was Judge Navarro's behavior or attitude or demeanor at the beginning of the trial compared to today? Her quote is that your constitutional rights were violated. What would you think when you heard that?
Well, we've known that for 30 years, but it's finally good to see it recognized elsewhere. And so, again, simple statement, but it's about time.
Good morning, everybody. It's January 9th, 2018. It's the day after the epic events took place here in Las Vegas, Nevada. It's crazy. It's raining cows and horses here in Nevada. I'm about to leave for to go back home to Washington State, but I just want to kind of give you one last update before this this historic event kind of starts to evaporate and other stories begin to take precedence. Just paying attention to the mainstream media input yesterday, and brief stories mostly about how much money this was going to cost and what a waste and these things, but not so much focus on the fact that the dismissal, the corruption, the Oregon acquittals, a 4-year saga, and then today on the mainstream media just kind of perusing through on both sides, both left and right and conservative and liberal media sites, the story is basically gone. Amazing. It's just, I just wanted to share this with you because to me it's an amazing it's an amazing story to see how the narrative plays out, how the various levels of government participate in the narrative, and then of course trying to watching the Bundys and all of their supporters try to get out their narrative, and so it's such an interesting chess match, and again I believe that this will. As even though it's kind of died out in the mainstream media, it's interesting to also watch the alternative media take its part in the chess move related to political activism. So I hope you all will learn from these events, and I know other matters are going to begin to take precedence, and that's just part of the news cycle. So it's definitely worth learning from the situation. These last 4 years were epic. I guess for me personally, being there on April 12th, filming it as a neutral observer, being there yesterday was a little bit emotional to see, because I've kind of followed this case from beginning to end. And so anyway, if you get a chance, I would challenge you, look through the mainstream media sites, both left and right, and just to look for the story, just so you see how the narrative is played as a checker piece or a chess piece in this game of politics. It's a fascinating lesson to learn. And so Well, we'll be giving you guys more updates as we finished all of our interviews last night for documentary 2. All I can tell you is it's epic stuff. And so, again, we're not trying to push anyone's specific narrative other than this story is related to our system of government, and it is an epic. It will have implications on, at least on the system of government for years to come. So we'll be paying attention to this as it goes forward, as well as we'll be giving you guys updates on our Govern v. Governing series, Part 2, Lavoie Dead Man Talking. So stay tuned, and by the way, have mercy on us, because we're none of us at Center for Self-Governance are professional journalists or documentarians. I don't even know if that's the right word. So just forgive the raw nature of our presentation to you guys, and we're learning as we go along. As I told the behavioral analysis director several years ago in 2014, when we were talking about this situation, this is a really important lesson to be learned for us as a culture, and how we relate to each other as citizens, as governed, as governing, so anyway, we're going to continue to move forward with this and continue to learn from this experience, and see if we can't document these things for future posterity and for their benefit. So guys, this has been an epic experience for me personally, and I hope you've enjoyed being able to be a small part of this from our perspective. So, and again, we're going to continue to learn and improve and try to see how we can improve our community and add civics back to our cultural dialogue. So peace out, guys. Party on. Until next time. Bye.